Is this recording? Are we
Oh
recording?
yeah, we're recording.
Are you going to edit this out?
No. This is real life here. This is like MTV Real World, but like for detailers edition. I'm tired of white cars and I'm tired of grabby ceramic coatings. I'm ready for a black vehicle maybe, and I'm ready for an easy to use ceramic coating, which is actually perfect because today we're gonna be applying a ceramic coating to my dad's black Jeep. And it's gonna be his first ceramic coating that he's actually ever applied. I know my neighbor's probably looking at me like I'm a weirdo, but hey, I gotta work too. Hopefully this ceramic coating is gonna give us easy install because my dad is gonna be helping us not only polish, but apply the ceramic coating. He's done a little bit of polishing before in the past, but never really to this scale. So today I'm gonna teach my dad how to polish a vehicle, especially a black vehicle, and we're gonna be applying a ceramic coating for the first time. We're gonna actually be demonstrating for you guys the Katiba ceramic coating. Now they claim multi-years with this. They don't necessarily give you a number. I would say 18 to 24 months at minimum, maybe more if we maintain it properly. So my parents only have one vehicle. My mom actually borrowed a vehicle from work so that we could do this. So we need to get this done in a day. What's great about the Katiba ceramic coating is that we have a 1 hour cure time, but we need to examine the paint, see what we have to work with, do a wash, chemical decon, clay towel treatment, polish, and coat in one day.
Hey, how do you like your sweeper? I love this thing.
Isn't it nice?
I have one that works with drywall, and it is the best investment we've ever made.
It's so much quieter. I was always getting alerts on my phone, like loud environment. I don't get that. In fact, if I have my headphones in and I'm listening to music, I don't even know I have that on. I'm like,
Yeah.
did I?
Wonderful.
I forget I had it on.
And powerful, too.
I love that I can talk detailing with my dad. While my dad is starting on the interior, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the exterior. First, we're going to do a quick touchless wash of their engine. We had a lot of grime on it that this will just help if they ever have any sort of oil spills to be able to know from what point that spill has occurred, and just gives us a nice, fresh, clean look. We're going to dress it with Motorplast, and then we're quickly done. So what have you been using on the paint to protect it?
The rinseless wash, yeah.
Is it the McKee's graphene?
I think so. I think that's
So that's been what you've been using to protect it. You haven't been like applying anything by
No,
spray?
no, definitely. And I don't, and because of my work schedule with them adding to me, I don't have time to.
Just saying, we might be able to get this off then chemically, but I mean, I still want to polish it just to get rid of some of those scratches and stuff.
Okay.
You're gonna see a big difference in
Okay.
protection. Big old difference. Seriously, all you've been using on this
Yep.
is the graphene rinseless.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
How frequently do you wash your vehicle?
Okay, time to fess up because I don't want to go down the road. Your mother takes it to the car wash.
The non-touch?
No,
Dad?
the Riptide, honey.
Dad?
Honey, it's her.
Mom, we're gonna have a talk after this. Have I taught you nothing?
Hey, honey, let me tell you, there's
Okay,
there's
go
another.
touchless.
Well,
Help me help you. Help me.
I
you.
will talk to her because she likes the convenience of the one by McDonald's. I told you I'm not going to lie to you.
I can't believe that.
I will say this without reservation. She took it upon herself to enlist in the monthly thing.
Oh my God. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
Hey, I'm just telling you. I told you I'm not going to lie.
Oh, no, you're not lying. No, but how long is the subscription?
Well, she's been renewing it for several months. And it runs to the end of the month, as many washes as you...
How much are you paying a month?
I think she pays $30 a month for
So
unlimited wash.
Unlimited. And how many times do you go?
As often as she goes into that area, she goes through it.
You're in that area all the time. It's like right up the road from you and it's right by work. So you're telling, yeah, we're definitely polishing this. But if she's gonna continue it, I mean, we don't need to go crazy polishing it because like, what's the point? But I will say this, whatever I put on here, if she's gonna go through the automatic, it's not gonna last. I mean, there's kind of no point. There's gotta be kind of a shift
Well,
in,
I will
in
talk
how
to
you approach maintenance, or else what I'm doing is kind of,
moot point.
yeah.
I understand, honey.
I love you guys. And
I
don't
know.
mind doing videos like this, but like if you're gonna bring it in for an update, you know, every 6 months, but you're torturing the crap out of it, it's not. I mean, we just have to be transparent with the people. You know, if you're gonna abuse a ceramic coating, and maybe this is that video where you can put the most amazing ceramic coating on it, but if you take it through the automatic car wash, how long is it going to actually last?
You're the demonstrator, yeah.
I don't want you to be the demonstrator, though.
Yeah, well,
I want you to be the example, not the exception.
I'm going to say this because of what you're telling me. If you think that your effort is going to be defeated by going through that thing, then let's go the least amount.
No, I still have to do this. It doesn't last, it doesn't last.
Okay.
And we'll just be transparent that you guys go through the automatic car wash.
And this is what it does.
This is what it does. You know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna, I don't want to guilt you guys or make you feel shame in going through the automatic car wash.
Well, I'm not going to.
There is benefits to it. You have a clean car, obviously, and there's something being put on. But what I'm putting on here is not going to last as long as it should. They claim multi-year. I have no idea how long, typically 1 to 2. You know, let's see if the coating can hold up to
withstand.
that. The issue is the scratches, because it's abrading off your protection and your paint. So, I mean, I will say this, and I don't know if you can see it, your paint is stained. Like I can see like a muddled look to it, because their soaps, they're so strong, they're trying to remove paint, you know, dirt and stuff off the paint, but it's actually pulling some of the
molecules
oil,
from the
some of the oil that's in your paint, because there is like it's kind of porous like our skin. And when you put a polish on paint, it enriches it almost like a lotion on dry skin.
Okay.
And when you go through, when you use Dawn dish soap, you know, what does it do? It dries your hand out. When you use strong soaps on paint, it's porous just like skin. It's going to dry it out. And so it gives it kind of a stained, dull appearance. You'll notice your black will look richer after we polish it.
I will certainly approach her with what you're telling me, because
I'm not.
No. I was not. Is this recording? Are we recording?
Oh, yeah, we're recording.
Are you going to edit this out?
No. This is real life here. This is like MTV Real World, but like for detailers edition. Go up by BJ's ever?
Yeah, we go to BJ's often.
How frequently?
Probably like at least once every 2 weeks. Sometimes.
If she can go once every 2 weeks, there's an Aqua Premier car wash. They have a membership. I think it's like $33 a month, unlimited car washes, but they have a non-touch option. It works really good. That's where I go in the winter time to wash my vehicle.
Okay.
So if you want to
and I know the one up in Brownstown is touchless too.
If you guys are up that way, go there. The Brownstown is touchless as well, but it's like $9, $10. So I get it. The membership is cheaper.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going through daily. But you're going to do way more damage to your. It's not about the protection alone. You only have so much paint on here.
I understand that.
Through, do you remember that realtor that I did a few years ago?
Yeah.
And he had a customer, he sold a house to him, and the guy owned a car wash, and he gifted him a free membership for a year. He went through the automatic car wash with brushes for a year. His black paint was practically gray when he brought it to me. 1, it was so dull. 2, it had scratched off so much of the finish that it literally had lost its ability to be glossy and shine. It looked matte.
Oh,
and he
wow.
brought it to me and said, polish it out. And I'm like, I've already polished it once before. Then he had SNC Recon polish it. There were actually rotary hologram marks that I had polished out. So a second time. Then he's gone through the car wash daily for a year. I said, I can't polish this anymore. He goes, what do you mean? I said, you're running out of paint. I'm putting myself into a position where it's a liability now if I polish it and keep polishing. So like, you only have so many times that you can polish a vehicle. But when you're going through that automatic car wash with brushes, it's literally shaving off. When you see those scratches, it's literally scratching off your paint.
Oh, well,
and when they accumulate over time, you're going to eventually run into an issue where you're going through the clear, then you're setting yourself up for oxidation, then you're setting yourself up for clear coat failure. Because again, yes, you're keeping a clean car, but those strong soaps, they're not allowing any suitable UV protection to be on the paint. What you're seeing here right now is like a temporary hydrophobic. There's really not much UV protection in it, so you don't have anything keeping your paint from being sun damaged. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that sun damage could also be some of the fading that we're seeing, because if it's out in the sun and black is gonna
Yeah, because we don't have a garage.
Yeah, your black vehicle is going to be more prone to UV damage than a white vehicle. You know, it's going to absorb heat and stuff like that. So, I mean,
I'm hearing you, honey. I do.
I get.
And
Hopefully, Mom is hearing me. And this isn't me trying to like put you guys in a bad light, because I get it. It's convenient.
But it's also
But there are
not
there
useful.
are just as convenient options that are safer. You just have to maybe go to a different place. Riptide is taking over Lancaster, and it has been great for me for business. But the reality is that I can only do that so many times. I can only fix that damage so many times. It's got to come through a shift in how you maintain it and in education. And so, like, that's why I do these videos. That's why I might leave a lot of this in the video, because, you know, if I'm a professional detailer and you've worked with me, you taught me everything that I know really about detailing as far as the basics. You know, I get it because of, you know, convenience is there, but in the long run, I want you guys to keep this looking nice. You know, and it's going to do more damage than good.
I understand.
And I can only fix it so many times before you're looking at a respray, and that's how many thousands of dollars.
Yep.
What's more expensive? You know, maybe driving up to Aqua Premier or going to Brownstown and paying more for a non-touch versus, you know, using that membership daily. And then eventually, maybe I'd say if you kept that up 3-4 years, you're going to start to put yourself in a position, unless you yourself are going outside, applying wax, some sort of protection, you know, doing a hand polish, putting the time into maintaining the paint. You know, but if you're not doing anything, and if you just go through the automatic car wash, yeah, inevitably you're going to end up with paint issues.
Okay.
So.
I included this in the video not to embarrass my parents, but the truth is that a lot of my customers and people view maintaining their vehicle through a similar lens. They're going through something that's convenient, but in the long run, it's going to do more harm than good.
Do you have a pressure washer at home?
Yeah.
Do you have a spray gun?
Yeah.
Do you have a foam cannon?
Yep.
You do?
Yeah, you gave it to me a long time. In fact, I think I might have 2. I don't know that I've ever used it, honey. Like I said, I used the rinseless ceramic coating just because of time. To say that I have a lot of time to spend on the car when it comes to deciding between family and events and work, it's very difficult.
Do you think you would have 15 minutes?
Oh yeah, I think I'd had 15 minutes because, like, for instance, when I come home at work at 4:30 from the church, I basically have time for a 2-hour attacking of the grass. So yeah, there's time. Why the 15 minute?
That's how long it will take to wash your vehicle once it gets coated. It won't take long at all. If you get out your little pressure washer, it'll probably take you just as long to get everything set up. Then rinse, foam on your soap with the foam cannon, do contact wash, rinse, get your leaf blower, dry it off. You can even use, I'll get you a bottle, Katiba, the coating we're putting on, has a product called Gloss Booster that you can use as a drying aid. Bang it out.
Okay, well, I will certainly.
You'll give it a valiant effort. That's all I can ask.
Yes.
Would it be easier if I came to you and helped you wash it?
Oh, honey, that's too demanding. That's wonderful to offer, but that's too demanding on you. It's kind of like the mindset of being able to drive through McDonald's. You know, you can just drive right through and drive right out and get your food. It's that convenient to have a clean car, but what really needs to be understood is just like eating a big Whopper.
Oh yeah, it might feel good in the moment.
Yeah, but it's going to be damaging.
That's actually the kind of the perfect metaphor.
Yeah, well.
It's killing you.
Well,
but it tastes good in the moment.
Yeah, it looks good for a little bit, but in a couple of years when the bill comes due, yeah, that's a different story.
I couldn't have done that better myself, Dad. All right, let's wash. All right, so these are clay towels. We'll use this in a minute along with that. So just go ahead, grab a mitt and start washing.
You mean go any particular place?
You can go over there, that's fine. You do your side, I'll do mine. Let's see who gets done faster.
Hopefully my parents are able to shift the way they maintain their vehicles so that way they can get the most out of this ceramic coating and really see the long-term benefits from it with easier maintenance, because it is getting harder for them to maintain their vehicle. And I understand the conveniences of the automatic car wash for them, but I get this question a lot with my customers is, can you put a ceramic coating on a vehicle that's stored outside? Yes. Can you put a ceramic coating on a vehicle that is taken through the automatic car wash? Yes, but just be aware you might not actually get the most out of the durability. It might cut the life of the coating in half, and you might have to do more frequent water spot treatments to get the most out of the ceramic coating. But after doing our high pH foaming pre-soak to try to loosen the protection, we've done our contact wash. Now we're going to do a chemical decon and a clay towel treatment simultaneously with the new DIY Detail Quadrant clay towel and their iron remover. This is going to help remove any sort of tar, bonded contaminants, rail dust, and just leave behind a silky smooth finish. So that way our ceramic coating actually bonds with the paint and nothing in between.
Let me see your clay towel real quick. All right. So previously, this is how we've been using our clay towel, folding it up into fours. Ivan, in his constant desire to make things more efficient, has come up with this. So that way we have a better concept of folding it in fours, and it's just much easier.
For those of you who have never done a ceramic coating before and are looking for product recommendations to prep a vehicle for a ceramic coating, we're going to put the link to all of these products that we use down below. But after decontaminating, we rinse everything off, give it a thorough dry, especially our door jambs, and then we're going to go ahead, pull it inside the garage, and get ready to start polishing. All in all, this took us a little over an hour and a half to vacuum out the interior, do our mats, do the wash, decontamination, rinse and dry, and we're making really good time for the day.
So we need to do our test spot. Jeep paint typically doesn't like to be like super aggressively polished. So when it comes to products, we might just try Fabulous Finishing Polish. I'm gonna do the test spot real quick just to kind of figure out. You know what, we might, nope. I was gonna say I might put a drop or two of Papa Cut on there, which is a compound, but I have a feeling I don't wanna have to do 2 steps on this. I don't wanna have marring. I'm just looking for like a quick zip. So spread it out, kind of outline it, get it filled in. All right, and then you come in and do just a little bit of a slower. We don't have to be like, you know, this. It's not so meticulous because we're just doing a gloss enhancement. Overlap by 50%. You're not putting down a lot of pressure, I'm just holding it.
Right.
Because if you push, your pad's not going to spin as much. See how I'm kind of bridging all of the body lines?
Yep.
And then here, see how I'm getting that tip? And just going down that body line, and then I'm going to bring the top of the pad up so that way everything gets polished. No, I don't want to see any sort of ghosting from our polish.
Looks amazing.
We do have a little bit of ghosting. See the kind of swirls? So that just says I kind of worked the polish too long. I probably did too big of a section with not enough. So we could take, do we want to change it up? I might try 3D1. This has a lot more polishing oil, so you can work it longer. We only need to do probably like 1 or 2 passes. The only downfall, we'll use a rinseless wash to get this off because it can be, like, you see all the oil.
Yeah.
It's just harder to get it off. There's so much oil within it to give you like an extended work time. And I mean, it definitely enriches the paint more. See how much deeper the color is? Can you actually see a difference from polished side to non-polished side?
Yeah.
See where we're at. All right, so look here. See how we have all the little scratches around it? Mm-hmm. And then over here, way less. It's not 100% gone, but it's way less, but we don't have any marring. You see more glitter.
Yep.
the metallic flake. And over here, it's not as dark. And over here, it's like just a nice rich black. That's what that soap does. It kind of dulls it, causes it to be more faded. So you can see after doing our test spot, we were able to get about 50 to 75% of the swirls and scratches removed with just one step. What's more important to me is that we finished down with clarity. We don't have any micro marring. You can see an increase in the depth and gloss on the paint, and you can actually see the metallic flake. Whereas here, where we have all those swirls and scratches, it's actually really hard to see the brown metallic flake in this paint. I actually polished this vehicle a little under a year ago. So you can see in just a year the amount of damage the automatic car wash brushes have done to this paint. And while yes, I could perfect this paint very easily by stepping up my pad or using a more aggressive compound or possibly even doing a two-step, if my parents do continue to go through the automatic car wash, it's kind of pointless for me to perfect the paint. The most important thing when preparing a vehicle for ceramic coating is not to necessarily have paint perfection, because you can ceramic coat over scratches. For me, what I'm looking for is to, one, make sure we've removed any sort of protection on the paint. This is going to allow the ceramic coating to bond better. And two, since we are locking in the condition of the paint, just give them better gloss and better clarity when the sun hits the paint to give a nice true reflection. Have you do this section over here, Dad.
You can bump the speed up. You want to go...
Oh, how do I bump it up?
Here. All right, so turn it on. There's your lock. There's your speed. Right there. And then to undo it, squeeze that trigger and that undoes it.
So my dad could probably slow his arm speed down, make sure he's going end to end with polishing, and just focus on keeping that pad flat on the area that he's trying to polish. You can't necessarily keep it flat the entire time because of contoured body parts, but a lot of that just comes with how you're holding the polisher with your right hand and just making sure you're keeping it level.
Now come up here, because we did about to here. So try to get that, yep, there you go. Come about, there you go. And so then start up here. Nice slower movements, and then just do a straight line all the way down. And then overlap by 50. There you go. You slow your arm down a little bit, and then keep that pad level. And then pay attention to your backing plate to make sure it's spinning. If you don't see that kind of oscillating, then you're stalling. You're still getting correction, but nowhere near as much. There you go. Yep. Now come in here, you can do the emblem, go over it, we'll get all that residue out. And then just, yep. Now take your time on these areas, you can go a little bit slower. There you go. Now you can do one section where you're going up and down this way, and then we're done. Lighten up on that back end. I can hear it kind of bogging down a little bit. There you go, back, lighten up on that back end. The tendency is to want to kind of pull it down because of the weight being on the back, and that's where your back right arm is really just kind of keeping that pad level. And that one is just kind of controlling it. You're not really doing much with pressure. There you go, that's good. Was that hard?
No.
We're gonna switch pads every panel. I've got plenty here that we can do.
Okay, where's the dirty ones go? Right here?
Yep. So then we're just gonna check your work just for you to get a gauge. Do you need to slow down? Do you need to do an extra pass? Did you do too many and we got marring? This just makes it a little bit easier to wipe off the polish. Now you remember where we were before?
About over here.
No, I'm saying what the condition was before.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we got uniformity. You didn't do more correction than what I did over there, so 2 passes, get like 75%, maybe more, of the scratches out. We're gonna do a panel prep wipe when we're done. So that way if there's any like oil left behind, we get it. but it didn't mar. It's finishing down nicely. So I think Orange Pad 3D1 is the way to go. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how to do one of these kind of vertical panels because they're a little bit different versus horizontal. You just have to be mindful of when you go down on the lower parts of the body, your tendency is to kind of pull back on that pad, and you just want to, again, be aware that you're
It needs to be level.
flat and level. There we go. Here, go ahead, sit down. Some people would tell you that you're better off kneeling. We're old. We're not, we're not kneeling. So I'm gonna grab a polisher real quick and just kind of demonstrate. I'm not gonna do it, I just wanna show you visually.
Okay.
Okay? I don't have a pad on here, so I'm not gonna touch it. So when you're coming in here, okay, you're being mindful. As you kind of get to this point, you're gonna start turning your polisher, and then when you get down here, you can kind of have it here. So that way you're not having to be down here, really awkward.
Okay.
It's just more comfortable. So by the time you get to your lower panels, and you have trim on the majority, so you shouldn't really have to go beyond kind of going sideways like this. But start off here, and then as you go, it's just gonna be more comfortable for you to maneuver the polisher. But again, keeping that pad flat. When you go over these body lines, just be mindful again. You're gonna kind of round out and keep that back bottom end on these areas versus here, because I'm trying to keep my pad off of your trim. So you can go right up to that, but you'll notice you're not making contact here, which is fine, because then we're gonna come up here, you know, and then go around all these body edges. We can tape off, but I don't, you know, if you can just be mindful, you're a painter, you're pretty good at keeping that off of there. And this shouldn't stain too bad. We're gonna restore your trim anyways. So if we get a little residue, it's not the end of the world. Another thing is you can push this in to kind of get under here a little bit more, because sometimes these kind of handles will stop you from getting in there. So just get in there. If you go over the emblems, that's okay. We'll get the polish residue out. When you're coming in under these handles, that's where you've got to be careful with your backing plate, because when we add your pad and you're coming in here, this one's thicker, the other ones are not as thick. You could have a tendency to hit it with your backing plate. All right, so you just don't want to scratch and damage. And honestly, if you can't get in there, we can get some polish on a microfiber, on a whatever,
and do it
by hand. That's how she floats. Set. All right, go ahead, try it.
Okay, speed level starting off 3.
3, that's fine. Turn it on, hit your locking mechanism. Nope, put it on the paint. Lighten up on the top. There you go. Now, lock it. Are you locked?
Yeah.
All right, now bump your speed up if you want. Now see how your pad isn't really oscillating too much because you're not, there you go. Now bump it up. Go all the way to max. So be aware of your bottom edge and that your pad is rotating. Those are really the two things that you gotta focus on. See, right now you're not really making much contact. There you go, keep it. That's where you just gotta pay attention with this hand, applying the right amount of pressure so that you are making contact with the paint. And again, remember how I said, kind of turn this end.
Oops, sorry.
It's okay.
Why do I keep doing that?
Move that thumb away from that locking mechanism. All right, so
Now I'm going to come back and do this again.
let me just real quick. I'm gonna critique that, okay?
Okay.
So we're coming in here. See how my hand? I'm not really guiding it. It's more so this hand is keeping that pad flat and making sure that I'm oscillating. This is just more to guide it, but I have proper rotation as I'm going around. And it's kind of smooth. You can take your time. You don't have to, speed through it, because you're not going to get, it's kind of like vacuuming. If you vacuum too quick, you might get lines, but you're not really cleaning. So we're just doing nice, smooth movements. Keeping that, see how I am flat on the area that I'm wanting to polish. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then the areas that are the worst scratched are the lower ones. So we're just going to take our time. The If you get into a curvature, you can kind of ride it like this. Or you can bridge it, because I'm not going to make contact here. So you can either do this, kind of like scrubbing the paint, or you just divide it so that you're getting good contact. This section is done. We can get a new pad. And what you're going to want to do is you can do one pad per door, but divide it to like this section so that you're not overworking the polish. So put 4 drops on this, then 4 drops on this, change your pad, 4 drops on this. You can do like this section, 4 drops, change your pad, and then you can do all of this with a new pad.
Okay,
and we'll
so
just
three pads basically.
Yep. Do you feel comfortable enough to do that on your own?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Let's rip.
Paint correction can be a little intimidating for those who have never polished before. And one tip that I always liked from Phil Miranda was to become more comfortable with holding a polisher. Hold it first with one hand, your right hand, and understand how to balance the polisher. It is hard to do sometimes on vertical surfaces like this, but it's going to help you understand how to keep the pad balanced on the panel, and you're going to make contact with the pad on the paint.
There you go. Keep that, focus on keeping that pad. You might have to just ever so slightly maneuver that arm, so that way you're keeping good contact with the paint. There you go. You're not touching. There you go. Does that feel different?
Yeah.
So it's not so much a motion. You know, you want to make sure you're going all the way down, all the way up, nice and smooth. And really the hardest part, and it's not hard, it's just being aware. The motion of your arm is going to kind of rock that forwards and backwards, and that's where you just got to be aware based on the curvature of the body where your arm is to keep that pad flat. And the tendency when we're moving our arm is to kind of do this and that, and that's just going to cause that pad, you're not making contact. Even though you're going up and down, you're only getting contact, you know, 10% of the pad.
Okay.
So it's just being aware of that back arm, how much you need to maneuver it to keep that pad flat. That's the primary focus. Secondary focus is making sure that backing plate doesn't hit anything it should.
While Dad is working on the passenger side, I'm going to go ahead and polish out the driver's side. I'm going to actually polish this entire panel at once because I have a little bit more product on there. I just don't want my dad working too far and not having enough polish on his pad. But like we said earlier, kiss out your product, outline the panel, and then fill it in. Then bump your speed up and make sure the area that you are trying to polish, that your pad is flat. On contoured body parts, I understand that you're not going to be able to have a flat pad making good contact throughout. You just want to focus on the area that you're trying to polish, that your pad is making good contact with that section. And then as you're holding the polisher, you can see as I'm on the lower parts of the panel, I'm kind of maneuvering the polisher so that way it's comfortable. I'm not having to slouch over too much and just focusing on where my backing plate is. So that way I don't get any sort of polish on our trim and I don't damage any parts of the vehicle with the backing plate. I was very proud and impressed with how quickly my dad learned polishing. I wouldn't necessarily say he's a master, but you have to start somewhere, and I do believe he became more comfortable as he worked with the polisher. We did have to fine-tune a few areas here and there, mainly just the tighter curved body lines that sometimes you're just a little nervous about damaging those areas. So we quickly came in, fine-tuned those areas, and for those of you that struggle with trunk areas and things like that, one tip is just open up the trunk, and that way you can get those areas that have a bunch of fingerprints and scratches from opening and closing your trunk door very easily. But now we're going to go ahead, use our rinseless wash to wipe off all of our 3D1 polish residue. Then we're going to do a panel prep wipe, and we are ready to apply our ceramic coating finally. But from start to finish, with both of us polishing, this took actually only a half an hour. So very impressive how quickly two people can polish one vehicle.
You're all done with prepping prepping for our Kataga ceramic coating. So what we're gonna actually do is, just for the sake of keeping this video not being an hour long, we're gonna make this part 1, and we're gonna air this over at Attention to Details. Part 2 is actually gonna be over at the Thor YouTube channel, where we're going to be sharing with you guys the application of the Kataga ceramic coating. Now, this is actually the first time that my dad has ever applied a ceramic coating. This was actually the first time that he's ever polished a vehicle, and I think he did a great job. But for those of you that maybe you want to know, is the Kataga ceramic coating truly beginner friendly? Like, we're talking never used a ceramic coating in your life before. We're going to be putting that to the test today. My dad's going to be helping me with the ceramic coating and sharing with you guys his thoughts on ceramic coatings, the slickness, the gloss, the benefits of it. So for those of you that want to see that video, head on over to the Thor YouTube channel, where we're going to share with you guys a closer look at the Kataga ceramic coating. But as far as prep goes, we're all done. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed maybe this more personal look into my life, into my dad. Absolutely loved having him detail this vehicle with me. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions about any of the products or the techniques that we discussed in this video, let me know your questions in the comment section down below. But head on over to Thor for part 2 coming up right now.